România și care îi spunem bun venit în Timișoara. Bine ați venit!
Bine v-am găsit!
Doamnă Kavalec, știu că sunteți legată de România și aș vrea să începem în română, dacă se poate.
O să încerc.
Vă mulțumim. Povestind puțin despre cum vi se pare că arată acum Timișoara, cum ați simțit orașul?
Am simțit că orașul acum este foarte frumos, văd multe schimbări și cred că acest an va fi un an excepțional. Am simțit bucurie de această frumos titlu de Timişoara, de Capital European de Cultură. Și am fost în Sibiu acum mulți ani, când era de asemenea un capital de cultură, și știu cât a crescut orașul după aia și cred că același lucru poate se întâmpla aici în Timișoara.
Your Excellency, you came to Timişoara to attend the opening of the most important cultural event of our city. It's hosting in the recent history. So, what are your first impressions about all that happened in Timişoara yesterday?
It was a wonderful day, and I was so happy to be here. As I said, I had the opportunity to be in Sibiu, which was also a wonderful event. Yesterday was just as lovely. The concert in the square, all the people who've come, all the visitors that are here. There's just a wonderful sensation of both hope, aspiration, and just celebration of culture and celebration of Timişoara as an attractive place to come to, a city with a future, a city that celebrates its diversity and elevates culture for everyone.
It's something that you like the most?
I would have to say that the concert with Taraf de Caliu was like mind-blowing. It was really, the music is wonderful, and I thought they put on a spectacular performance, and it seemed to me that everyone really enjoyed it. I guess I missed the acrobats. I guess they were also excellent. So I know there are going to be many more activities, and I look forward to coming back to enjoying some of those.
So freedom, liberty to enjoy whatever you feel like. I would like to talk a little bit about the 3 decades that have passed since the revolution. It all started here in Timișoara. So how do you see Romania during this process?
Well, I think, the thing about Timişoara and the start here of the revolution, I think it was a leadership role that Timişoara took in expressing the will of the people to have a more democratic, a more progressive society for everyone in the country, and that it was an important moment in the expression of democratic values and desires of the people. And I think that is a spirit that spread to the rest of the country. So it has been wonderful to see how Romania has developed in the period since then. The economy has grown, the opening to the West, the talents of the people. Romanians are doing many wonderful things all over the world, in business, in culture, in sports. So it's been gratifying to watch, particularly since joining the EU in 2007, since joining NATO. This is a country that is moving forward and becoming more successful, I think, with every year.
Your Excellency, what are the priorities of your mandate?
For my mandate, thank you, first of all, for asking that question. It's an honor to be here, first of all, serving as ambassador. And during my mandate, I hope to focus on 3 areas. First and foremost is security, of course. This is a critical moment in European history and transatlantic history. Unfortunately, with the unprovoked, illegal, and horrific attack by Russia on Romania's neighbor, Ukraine, and it's essential that we stand united against this, and we support Ukraine together. So my focus will be on reinforcing and strengthening our security cooperation, both through expanding capabilities here in Romania, by standing united in our support for Ukraine, and just in more generally deepening our security cooperation within the alliance of NATO. The second is promoting trade and investment. There is already a large American presence here in Romania. American companies have helped create 100,000 jobs in Romania, including here in Timişoara. There's some very prominent American companies operating. So my hope is to bring more investment, including in the area of energy, in particular in nuclear power and renewable energy, and we will be working on that. And that's also part of the issue of security. One has to have energy security in addition to physical security. And then the third area is supporting democracy, and particularly in areas such as rule of law, combating corruption, which is an eternal struggle in any country. Freedom of the media is very important, and I look forward to engaging with the media on a regular basis. So thank you for having me here today in your studio.
We thank you for being here today. At the security conference in Munich yesterday, Western leaders pledged for support for Ukraine as long as necessary. This confirmed once more the possibility of a prolonged conflict by Russia. What is the risk, in your opinion, for the war to spill into neighboring countries like Romania?
Well, first of all, this is why the alliance exists, to prevent that, and that's why the security cooperation and unity is so important, because that is the strongest deterrent to the war having expanded, and I think that will be effective as long as we stand united and work together. I think I want to reiterate what President Biden has said, that our support for Ukraine is unwavering and that we will support Ukraine for as long as it takes. I think that I would like to use this moment also to mention the support I've seen in Timişoara for Ukrainian refugees. I visited an NGO yesterday, Logs, that has done a great deal to support Ukrainian refugees who have come here to the city, and I've spoken with some of the Ukrainian refugees who uniformly told me how well received they were here, how much empathy, support they received, and I want to thank everyone in Timişoara and the region who opened their hearts and their doors to these families who very much want to return home as soon as possible. So thank you to everyone who's done that. I'm happy to say that our American corner is hosting classes, English classes, also for Ukrainian refugees. And they are uniformly appreciative and hoping that the war will end soon so that they can return home.
How does the United States view Romania's military support for Ukraine?
Mm-hmm. I think in the United States I heard uniformly positive views of Romania as, first of all, a model ally in the alliance. Romania has increased its funding for security, for military, within the context of the alliance. It has gone, I think, above and beyond in terms of supporting Ukraine in a number of areas. I mentioned the refugees. Romania has accepted over 3 million Ukrainian refugees have been able to transit, and is also currently hosting over 100,000 refugees in the country. Romania has helped with grain shipments, improving ports, improving the canal to move grain, to help Ukraine. It has helped in other areas as well. So I think the view in Washington is very positive. and particularly for being willing to host a greater contingent of NATO troops, including American troops, American forces. We've gone from just about 1,000 American troops in Romania to over 3,000 in several locations. So the view, I think, is very, very positive in Washington on Romania's contribution.
The strength of the military cooperation between the United States and Romania is outstanding.
Yes.
However, the challenges brought by Russia's aggressions are raising the need of even more actions in order to strengthen the defense of our region.
Yeah.
What are the next specific steps that will be taken in this direction?
I think, I mean, we will continue the existing cooperation. I don't have anything new to announce at the moment, but we are, you know, there are several areas where cooperation is expanding in terms of training, in terms of military acquisitions for Romanian military, in terms of aircraft, in terms of defense, HIMARS and other types of systems to reinforce Romania's ability to defend itself and the alliance.
Recently, the incident generated by the presence of a Chinese balloon over the United States remind us, actually, that the global security challenges are not limited to Russia's actions. So how should Romania address these challenges?
Well, this is another area where I think the existing cooperation is, you know, has developed across a range of capabilities, whether it's air, land, and sea. So I think that the cooperation that exists already will be sufficient to confront new threats, whatever they may be or from wherever direction they might come.
As you said before, one of the most active areas of cooperation between the United States and Romania is nuclear energy. How do you assess the progress of common projects, especially the ones regarding civil nuclear energy?
Well, these are at the beginning stages, of course. So some important agreements and letters of intent have been signed to proceed, both with the Cernavodă nuclear reactor, the refurbishment of the first unit, and the building of reactors 3 and 4. That's a long process that will take 10 years or so, I think. So we're at the beginning stages, but everything seems to be going well. You know, there'll be issues of financing and construction to work out. That will take some time. The other is in the area of a new type of technology. It's an old technology being applied in a new way, and that is small modular reactors. Romania is signed up to also develop in this area. Again, this will take at least 8 years, I think, to complete. So it's at the beginning stage, but I would say at the moment everything looks very promising. The expertise exists, the interest exists, the will, that's the most important thing, that exists. So we're very optimistic that that will move forward.
So speaking about the will, during the last year, Romania was mentioned in State Department's report as not doing enough to combat trafficking in persons.
Yeah.
Recently, the opening of a criminal investigation in the activities of 2 American citizens, the Tate brothers, brought back into public attention this issue of trafficking in persons. What do you think about Romania's progress here?
Well, first of all, you cited the report, but our most recent report observed progress. And so Romania is no longer on the State Department's watch list in this area. It was removed given the progress that has occurred. I'd like to say that the cooperation with the government in this area has been very positive, including with the Prime Minister's office. And we're encouraged to see growing awareness of the problem, growing willingness to engage and try to prevent this type of crime. And we'll continue to work in this area with partners not only in the government but in the NGO area as well. I mentioned one of the NGOs here in Timişoara, Logs, that also works in this area. So we look forward to expanding our cooperation. Obviously, it's another one of those problems that needs continual attention because if you don't address it, it will only grow.
Your Excellency, I would like to talk a little bit about your next important points on your agenda. Which of them are they?
Oh, well, I'm at the very beginning of my mandate, so I have a lot of things on my list of things to do, including visiting the many sites where our militaries are cooperating. So I look forward to visiting Mihail Kogalniceanu, as well as other sites. I just was at an American Chamber of Commerce event, meeting with all the companies, and I want to travel a great deal. I'm very happy to be here in Timişoara. This is my first trip outside of Bucharest, but I want to get around the country and see, how our cooperation is evolving, to meet with American companies that are investing here, and to meet with the NGO community and the media community to hear about their challenges and support their efforts.
Is there any place in Romania that you are attached in a particular way?
Well, there's so many. I have to say it's hard to just say one. When we were here before, we enjoyed Brașov and Sighișoara. I mentioned Sibiu as well. We loved Maramureș. I'd love to go back. And Bucovina as well. Everything has been amazing. I'd like to spend more time on the coast. Didn't get a chance to do as much of that. So I have lots of goals. I'm an amateur photographer, so I love to get out with my camera, and I think there's no limit to places that we'd like to get to.
Your Excellency, you already said you like Timişoara. We are here in the University of West in Timişoara, the space we are having this interview. How do you see the University of Timişoara?
Thanks for asking that question. I really have enjoyed my visit today to the University of the West. When I walked in, I saw a great meeting of young people playing chess and doing some artwork, so I can see that the year of culture is taking off here at the university. I had a great meeting with the rector, and I was glad to hear that they're launching a new partnership with the University of Maryland in the United States on cybersecurity. So they'll be offering a joint degree, and that's a really important program, I think, that will attract a lot of interest. It's a very hot topic right now in the world. In addition, there's a great American Studies program here, and there is also great participation in our Fulbright program, exchanges as well. And I was heartened to hear that the university has also accepted Ukrainian students and even is hosting a couple of Ukrainian professors. So I think that speaks again to the perspective of the city of Timişoara, the fact that there's a strong university which has a very deep international focus. So I think that will help with the development of the city and certainly be attractive to foreign companies who would like to invest here, including American companies.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Acesta a fost, doamnelor și domnilor, interviul realizat aici la Timișoara, alături de Excelența Sa, Kathleen Kavalec, ambasador al Statelor Unite ale Americii în România.